I need you to listen to Tim and I talking today. Important stuff, especially limits of and controlling your levitation when it happens. There's more to it than that, though. It's never been done except for Lily and I when we made our own body that anybody could be that anyone's ever seen anyone naturally telekinetic. If people see you doing that, then they start thinking, oh, well, these people are super people and we can never awaken and understand what's going on. That's the opposite of what we want. Regarding the amount of elevation, which is a form of telekinesis, but it's not actually telekinesis, moving stuff around. It's not just that we don't want other people to shy away from awakening. We want people to know that they have an older brother and sister in charge of things and of their being taken care of, that actually want stuff for them. Actually, that they want them to have abilities and gifts and stuff. We want them to feel our love moving forward.
One of these is a iteration, and then the other is just additional. It's important people can't just show telekinetic power at will, because then they'll be thought of like gods.
Too much religion potential.
Yeah. And then people won't, they'll say, I can't wake up, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So now it would be a good thing, not telling anyone what to do, but it would be a good thing if people said that my energy added to yours. Tell them just how it's happening. Then they'll have more of an interest in understanding, first off, that you're a normal family. Second of all, that you've been cranked up and been given this extra energy. But then third, that you have this strong energy you've awakened. So, and then fourth, they're thinking, let's do this. Let's get cranked up and, blah, 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 blah. I have to say blah, 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 because I can't remember the rest of it. I'm gone. And the other thing is that we want people to understand who they are, what they can do, and how awesome they are, and powerful they are. But we want them to know that we're in charge of things, and we're making sure that we're taking good care of them. We want them to know there's equality now. We want them to know that except for hurting themselves or abusing anyone else, they have total free will.
Yeah.
This incredible lie, we've always had free will. And so people are going to want to say, well, I still believe in God and everything. I said, look, God loves us and he created everything, right? Yeah, that's right. And he's all powerful, right? Yeah, right. Okay, well, let me ask you something. If he created everything, then he created COVID, he created wars, he created the Black Plague, and he did that to all his quote-unquote children. Is that how you would treat your children? And they're going to have to say yes if they're going to be honest, because I'll have killed everyone else already. I'll destroy them. They're going home, or non-existent. And then, is that what you would do? Is that love? And how was there always the fight between good and evil when, if quote unquote God was good, why wasn't it just good? If he made everything, he'd be controlling and, what everything. And if he loved us, he wouldn't let it happen to us. Would you send your kids out of your house naked in a hailstorm? I don't think so. If so, don't worry, Aaron's going to get to you soon. That's not a loving
That's me. That's your message.
That was something at your house, but it rang through my house, came in through the hole, and I'm like, what the hell?
It came on twice. I've got two items. It pings me twice on two different.
Yeah, no, I understand where it originated, but I'm looking at what happened. It was taken and put over here, and it came from the end of the hole in the air to right in here, and then right to my ear. Lasers. Even you folks won't understand, our group, the extended group won't understand some of the things that are happening or necessarily why, but the understanding will come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Just the sound you made came in here and was brought to me, but it came like out of nowhere.
Why?
To show by example how y'all are going to feel for me to tell you when things happen. And you'll know it's me, all of me, not a teeny piece of me. I'll be full and complete. But it's all for the betterment, except for the first 4.5 months, it's destruction. The people trying to say, well, Jay died and raised from the dead. What the hell are you talking about? JC didn't do it, and he didn't do it either. He left. He left his body. That's why he's active now. And, well, they got, he's connected to the ETs and all this crazy stuff. They have his body. He put out all kind of videos where his body was going to be doing this and this on a UFO ship. It's all nonsense. So here's a picture of Jay live talking before he died. Look at his teeth. Now look at the teeth of the body of the corpse. And you're going to get all of that from Aaron's assistant to you. You're going to have pictures of it. They take pictures of the body and everything, and you're going to see mostly a full set of teeth in there. Well, if he died like that, how the hell was he talking without him? Did he have some special $1 million surgery where he could plug teeth in and out, or fake teeth or something? It's all going to make sense. But y'all are going to understand like they don't, but they're going to be helped to understand. And the more you do, it's going to be spread out all over the place through the real internet. And there's something else that's going to happen with the regular internet that's out there now, where it's just going to be BS. If anyone wants to use the new ET hybrid of internet, then it's going to have to be factual, or how they feel about something. It can't be all these lies. And like you had asked about the AI come out now. Yeah, it came out now for a reason. To denounce the truth that y'all are going to break. To destroy the possibility of your understanding spreading through the crowd, because they want control. They never believed in a God because they realized religions were full of crap. So they figured it didn't exist. But they apply the same thing many of them have towards me, except for the few at the top. That literally, they have video of me destroying the original, most of the original, what do you call them, videos. Not most of them, it's less than half, but 4 of them. Wow. My brain is on some weird plane. It's like it's flattened out more and tilted. I don't know what's going on. Well, I know what's going on. It's about going. Anyway. So that was important, Like I said, you're all going to do things I never have, but there can be no concern between people about magic and this and that, all super ET hybrids or something. We're all hybrids. because we have all that Anunnaki DNA in us from the first, from about 10 and a quarter, between 10 and a quarter, 10 and a half million years from today, ago, past, when they started taking control and okay.
There was an extra thing you wanted to remember in the last video. You said there was something that you couldn't quite remember.
That's it wasn't a single thing.
Okay.
It was about saying what I said, and the tree broke off into different branches,
Right.
you know, kind of thing.
Do you want this to go on Walker's channel with the other video, make it a composite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. This body has never been stupid or non-functional until now, because there's nothing left in it. This part of me is just floating around inside it, and my energy doesn't touch the inner part, but if I move a certain way, it'll touch it, but it slides.
Good.
It's like, I'm looking for analogies, but I wasn't, the large, huge part of me had nothing to do with the Jara part of me that was in the body. That was the main focal point of what we are, Ara. But it's maybe like having a greased hand, oil, food, vegetable oil on your hand, and sliding it on an aluminum pot that's got the same oil on it. It's just slippery. It won't touch. That's a poor, whatever, analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. Let's let go of this. Let it rest. Get out of here. And you'll feel the power. You'll feel what I'm doing. You'll feel my energy, my power. But you're not going to feel any. You'll feel aggression to hurry up and get something done. But you're not going to feel aggression towards. It's just, you know, they got to go.
Yeah.
You drop a glass and it breaks on the floor. Well, you're not mad at the glass, but you are anxious to hurry up and clean it up. So nothing else negative can happen. I'll be damned, that was a half-ass analogy. How can anything be half-assed unless it got hit with a bomb? I know I'm being ridiculous, but brevity, does that include some laughter and only saying
levity does. Levity keeps things light. Yeah.
Levity, yeah. I don't belong here. I won't be here much longer. You know, I got to show you something that's so funny. No, I've been getting DoorDash forever, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, well, I got something from Burger King. And look what they sent, the little crown.
Uh-huh.
And I saw that, and the first thing I was wondering, why the hell would they send me that? I mean, I've only been getting this stuff for 7, 8 years. I don't know how many years. Never happened. And that was a joke from the part of me out of the body, saying, you know, we're about to take over. It's not like there's a king and queen or anything. Anytime you have something physical in body, and it can be maneuvered, abused, controlled, you can make it do things that are wrong, and this happened to all of us, including myself. I wasn't able to always stop that until it got stronger, and most of that was just realizing what I was and what I could do. But, and they're dead now. And then the other things, almost all of them are dead. But I thought that was funny. And, you know, theoretically, this was my thought, the part of me that was the Mirrodin that was with King Arthur. that was his thought process, my thought process. We work together. So I understand a lot of stuff Trump does, except now I'm just, I'm bleeding. I'm blood that's fallen out of something, breaking away. That's a poor analogy. I'm drifting away. Driftwood going out to sea, whatever. But we're still attached. It's just a dead corridor. Okay. Energetic corridor. But anyway, well, oh, wow. I'm picking at something, speaking of energy corridor. Picking at something, it's not like taking a spoon and taking spoonfuls out. It's more like opening and smoothing the energy conduits that I use to push my energy through this body to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm opening it up so I can slide out of here like the vegetable oil analogy a minute ago. But I really want to finish what I was saying about when I was the part of me was mirrored in with the castle thing.
Camelot.
Yeah. If you had a king and queen who didn't want anything except to take care of everyone, that would be peace on earth. But, as soon as we were doing that, it just got destroyed like everything else. That couldn't be allowed to happen. Original first being halves would say, oh, no, you don't. We work hard to maintain abuse. You can't put this up here. We'll let the tree grow to the point it's 2 foot tall, and then we're chopping it down with a 22 horsepower chainsaw. It's just stupid. Okay. Anyway, we're all going to get together and enjoy. Billy and I are going to create with the help of others too, and maintained by Yall, and Yall mostly be enjoying it, is finally to have a heaven. Because when you go home, the original first being male and female would give you a hard time. Every time that their energy floated by you, you were to put out the frequencies involved in when someone in a physical body bows, on the knees and everything, or at least one knee. And if not, then their first being protectors would start banging on you.
Mm.
There came a point when Lily and I started releasing parts of our energy to create our own children, so to speak, beings of part of us. It's not like, we have to relate to it in the physical realm, so we use children, but it's creating new beings, but they come from us. They have our stock. When the second wave of souls was coming out, we were already at the point, or I was already at the point where they couldn't hurt me. I had already, a while before that, been hiding Lily when I go to have a life. So, anyway, so people, what I'm going around about, I'm trying to give extra information, but back to the point, wow. Damn. I felt myself leaving, but nothing ever like this. It's wonderful. But it's aggressively shutting down. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, they would try to give me a hard time, and they realized they couldn't when I was at that point. And that's when Lily and I, were already ready to go ahead and release parts of ourselves. I knew they would be important, and that's the original angels, some of the kids, Lily. That's the only way I got out of here. It took so long. I couldn't help it. All the things I am, these bodies are such perfect prisons, almost perfect, no such thing as perfect, but the original first beings kept working on that body so that the stronger you were, the tighter the trap got. Like I keep saying, those Chinese finger pulls.
Yeah.
What do you call them?
Finger traps.
What?
Finger traps.
Traps, yeah. So, all right, well, look, have fun. I got to get back in my chair. But anyway, I was trying so hard to create at least one place where people could be put in bodies where they could have a good life, but, that was never allowed. You already have all the information, the hard data, and understanding of what's been going on, but that was the other thing. But you're going to give them, with the understanding, they're going to put it all together. And when I'm myself again, you have a look for a word. It's already listed in your vocabulary, but I'll bring it to your thought process. Now, I don't have to do that. I won't be doing much of that, but when you need it, it's there. The only last thing was regarding you and others in our group that are not source children, which is most of us. When you look at it's a little over 8,400 people. Just a second. Wow. When you're in doing the work that you do, not being able to crank people up, I'll still be pushing my energy through yours, through the others, and into people where it's still there's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. And it is about waking everyone up. It's going to go on everywhere. But when people get near any of you talking, or when you get within a certain, where they can see you, and they know that you're there, boom, I'm hitting them. Because this is about awakening to reality, and hopefully as many as possible we'll be able to wake up, and as many as possible will understand before leaving the bodies. But either way, when we get out of here and we're ourselves again, when I take everyone home, you're totally aware when you're home. Everyone comes home and says, oh, that's right, I don't have a body. And then you go like this, you shrugging your shoulders like, crap, someone's going to drop an anvil on me. No, you just release all of a sudden. It's like, where's the original ones? Where's all those, original first being protectors and stuff? And they're gone. All these people that have quote unquote died and gone to heaven, and they never leave the body except for projecting out of it a short bit. They're made to feel like they're in heaven and everything else, and they're still attached to the body. And then they tell them, they make them see, they show them a lie. Oh, everyone has angel wings. Oh, it is a wonderful feeling to be home and not being in the body again, as much as true. But when you get to the fine-tuning and the finessing, that's done to them to make them say, oh, well, yeah, everything about God is true. That's right. Go back in the body and tell everyone God is true. And, there is no God, supposed God anymore. The God and the devil taken out in one shot, the same person.
And you said once there's no Holy Spirit.
No, if Spirit's holy, it's all of us, except for the abusers. And holy is just a wrong word.
It means separate. It literally means separate, but this is all about joining together as one family, so it's a different idea.
Yeah. To me, when someone says holy, my only meaning for that is precious.
As in more precious than everyone else. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, when someone says holy, what it really means is precious. That is not like what they were told. And all the different types of religions of Christianity. Hey, look, when we take you to heaven, we don't give you peanuts on a flight. We give you steak and potatoes and wine. Yeah, come to our church because we send you to heaven, right? Just got to keep paying. It's sad, but and so many people in the religious fields that were involved, like you and others, that just led to believe lies, and you can see the controlling factors of it. It's like I was involved in it, the neophyte, crucifer, whatever, apocalypte.
Acolyte.
Anyway.
Acolyte.
Okay, thank you. And it gets, I just got to the point, I'm so tired of it, and there's this room that everybody would just be sitting in their robes, and the minister's in there, and the last while I was there, I was supposed to carry the cross. I did carry the cross up into the, between the pews, like we're special or something. It's like trying to eat sour food. It's just nasty. We're all sitting in there, and people in the atrium or something right outside where the halls meet, and then you go into the body of the church. It's Methodist. That they would go by and see us all waiting to go up there. They make a big thing out of it. And I looked at the minister and I said, it just occurred to me that I know when I talk in church and what I talk about is not, sometimes you look down on it a little bit, but you never even let me talk about how it's better to give than to receive. And you know what? You've never given a sermon on it either. We don't ever hear that until it's time to pass around the offering things to put money in. I was going to say buckets because I wanted so much money, but there was never a bucket. It was a plate, offering plate. I had one at my house growing up. I keep stuff in there I like. He told me, you've never even given a sermon on it. You just say it. So, make people feel guilty to put the money in there. And he goes, when we're done with this thing here today, you might need to have a talk. And I took the staff with the cross on it and I handed it to him. And I said, here, carry your own rod. Carry your own staff. And then I went upstairs, took my robe off, and that was the end of that. I was forced into it when I was young, and I said, well, whatever. Shortly after, they gave me my first little Bible, and I looked at it and opened it up, and it said Genesis, and I shut that little thing and slammed it on the top of the dresser. They looked at me like I was nuts. I didn't know why I was doing it, but it's one of the biggest lies. And it's funny, the truth of where we all came from. Oh, damn. Where we all came from. The two separate fields, evolution and then Adam and Eve. It's actually, if you take the Adam and Eve stuff and then you add it to Darwin, the evolution stuff, that's 2/3 of the actual truth together. What came first, the chicken or the egg? That's always been one of those simple questions, and people, I don't know. Well, it's very simple. It was animal essence that went to a planet, made a body, and then created the egg, and then created its growth. That's the way it happened. So it's a combination of spirit and evolution, but it's not. The third of it is the final truth of how it happened by spirit coming to a planet and creating a physical body. It's like I said so many years ago when I started doing this back in 2009, because I had those questions myself. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And I looked at it and I saw it, and I told her. And she was like, she goes, that kind of makes sense. And I said, I didn't mean to be rude, but it was like, whatever. Mm-hmm. We're here now. It's not that it's not important, but I have bigger things, bigger bulls to wrestle. And I was so concerned the whole time people would get the wrong idea that because I could do what they couldn't, that I thought I was special, but everyone's special. Everyone's equal. Everyone is of equal value to creation because they're an equally registered part of themselves. They're part of it. It just is.
Yeah.
Like you register for a driver's license, you have one. It just is. There's no glory or anything. It's just family. Just all the corruptness that was created in spirit as well as to the physical bodies. I was more basic in my talking back then, but that's when people first started saying, I've been listening to you at first, and I thought you were kind of a nut, but something kept me listening. And then after a short while, everything just started to fit. Everything you were saying just made sense. It's like driving down a road on the highway. You see a sign that Biloxi is coming up in 2 miles, and then 2 miles there's Biloxi. It's like, okay. Accurate sign, nothing to get excited about. But when people start waking up, that's exciting. And when people wake up, it's going to be a lot easier for them than it was for you and everyone else and myself, because I'll be there just, showing the light, putting a lot of light energy on everything. People just see it. No lies, no tricks, just what I always like to say, the delicious appetizers on a silver tray. So, anyway, you everyone else take care. It's going to be, there's going to be so much, when I crank someone up, or anyone cranks someone up, it cranks up all that energy in there, makes all their physical organs that move energy through them really come alive, like the pineal for pineal seeing, the scanner, the heart, the solar plexus. When you all are in there doing stuff, people start waking up. It's part of the effects of what you're going to be doing is going to be mild but strong, because there's a crescendo and increase in the energy as time goes by. So it's like you're giving a crank up. Everything's going to happen across the board where people are recognized for who they are and what they can do, how it got to be there, but that we're all a family. And not no one's any better than anyone else. That starts with me. I'm no better than nothing, and I know y'all aren't arrogant or anything, but I never had that feeling, because it made as much sense as trying to eat food on a fork and poking it through your cheek. Okay, it's like people say, I see them doing that. I go like, what? What is that? Where'd it come from? Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. Everything's going to be balanced, and there's more what's going to happen then I could ever tell you, or let myself from outside tell you through the body, because it can't all be just, okay, here comes this travel sign, elevation in 4 miles, and then you elevate. No, it has to be, it's more enjoyable, you know, when it happens at the right time, and it's in different stages. It's going to be a lot of fun for everyone, and that's the whole idea. And when you get rid of the abuse on this planet, I'm doing it everywhere, but I mean, we're here on this planet. When you get rid of the abuse, every day is wonderful. People are just anxious to help each other. Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's no more jerks. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be slow to where they're opening up all the way, because look how we've all been beaten up. They're waiting for that anvil to fall out of the sky. No anvils. So, Earth's forecast is light rain and semi-strong humidity, not nothing else. Okay. We'll see you in a little bit. Have fun, okay?
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.